I used to think my story didn't matter, like it was too quiet, too heavy, or too unfinished to be heard. But truth has a way of knocking, even when you try to silence it. See, every scar got a sentence, every memory got a rhythm, and every voice deserves a place to land. That's what CK Stories from the Heart is. A space where the truth breathes without judgment, where writers don't just write, they remember, they release, they reclaim. This ain't about perfection, it's about presence. Showing up as you are, not who the world told you to be. Because your story, raw, unfiltered, human, is somebody else's survival guide. I've learned that healing doesn't happen in silence. It happens when we speak, when we're heard, when we're held in understanding. And here, your words don't get lost. They echo, they connect, they matter. So if you've been carrying something, a story, a truth, a piece of yourself you've been afraid to share, this is your invitation to step into a safe space and let it out. Come tell it like it is. No masks, no edits, just you. Because somebody out there is waiting on your voice to make sense of their own. Share your story with us at CK Stories from the Heart, where every voice finds its home. Good afternoon and welcome to CK Stories from the Heart. I'm your host, Charles Zachary King, and if this is your first time joining us, I need you to know that you did not land here by accident. You tuned in at exactly the right moment, on exactly the right day, because God has a way of doing that, of placing you in front of the very story you need to hear. We're now 11 episodes deep into season 1, and I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, this show has never been just a television program. It has always been an altar, a space where real people sit down, take a deep breath, and say, here's my truth. And every single week, something sacred happens in this space. So wherever you are watching from, whether you're in your living room, in your car, or on your phone during a lunch break, or sitting in a season of your life where you're barely holding on, I want you to know that this episode was made for you. Pull up a seat. You're right on time. Today, we're stepping into territory that is deeply personal, deeply spiritual, and deeply necessary. We're talking about identity. Who you are when the labels the world placed on you do not fit. We're talking about healing, not the kind that happens overnight, but the kind that God walks you through step by step, scar by scar, prayer by prayer. And we're talking about the extraordinary beauty of being chosen, the kind of chosen that goes beyond human understanding, the kind that reminds you that even when circumstances suggested you were unwanted, God had already written your name on his heart. These are not just theological concepts today. These are lived realities, and God, in his infinite wisdom, writes stories that we could never script ourselves, stories that are too layered, too redemptive, too perfectly timed to be anything less than divine authorship. I have been looking forward to this conversation for a very long time because our guest today carries a story that I believe will crack something open inside of you, something you may have kept locked away for years. He is a man of faith, a survivor of circumstances that would have broken most people, a voice for those who have never had their language to speak their own pain, and he is on the verge of sharing that story with the entire world. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my absolute honor and joy to welcome to CK Stories from the Heart a man chosen by grace, marked by purpose, and sent here today with a world with a word just for you. The one, the only, Lamar Bryant. Hello, Mr. Bryant. Hello. Mr. Bryant, are you here? Mr. Bryant, are you here? Mr. Bryant, we can't see you. Are you having audio and visual difficulties? Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're having some technical difficulties here. Let me see what's the situation is here with Mr. Bryant. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to apologize for the technical difficulties. We're unable to get things working and situated on the side of Mr. Bryant. We will redo this show at a later date. I thank you all for your time, and I'm sorry for the technical difficulties.